Hey, it's me, Markel's World, all things professional wrestling in my life. We got some news. Day one is no longer a pay-per-view. You know what it is YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. So we have some news. Dave Meltzer, he reported, which everybody believes what he says. He is a source where you can take with a grain of salt, but I do believe this, that yes, day one, the pay-per-view is no longer going to happen. We do know that we had it last year, and I'm so stupid. This is a gossip page. Let's get to the gossip. I thought day one was a pay-per-view about the Usos because they always call themselves day one. So I'm like, oh, okay, they got a pay-per-view after them. But I never even thought about day one, the first day of the year. Yeah, sometimes I don't think, but that pay-per-view is no more because WWE is afraid. They are afraid. They are afraid that they cannot keep up with NFL and all the other day one plans that everybody has. I do know places such as myself, working, you are off usually the day after the new year. Well, I know jobs that have that. I think I am off the day after New Year's, if I'm not correct. So a lot of people are not watching WWE and their product. I always thought it was a little silly to have that day one pay-per-view because it didn't even feel like a pay-per-view. It didn't even feel premium. It felt like a live show, a live house show with, cameras rolling in. It didn't really feel special at all. These pay-per-views need to have a feeling to it. It needs to have something on the line. Day one last year, I don't even remember if the title was on the line. Was it Roman Reigns even on the show? That's just how much I remember that, the day one pay-per-view. But, it's not sad that it won't be no more. Because pay-per-views used to be a thing where they were limited, but when you had a pay-per-view, everybody had to watch it. Back then, you remember you had to pay $59.99, and you had to have your friends pitch in, and you guys all would watch it together. That's not happening no more because if you have Peacock for $10, or if you have the cheap one for $5, you can watch it. So you're no longer paying all that money for a pay-per-view because you back in the day had to get your money's worth, but with the day one, it wasn't really getting your money's worth. I mean, I guess it was if you were paying the $5 fee or the $10 fee because it wasn't memorable at all. So let's see what they do with Triple H. He is making a lot of changes. Stephanie's making a lot of changes. I hope they bring back, this was my favorite pay-per-view. I hope they bring back Judgment Day. That was a good pay-per-view. I don't know if you guys remember that from the Ruthless Aggression era. That's the era I watched wrestling. That would be good. I also liked Cyber Sunday. Remember that, where you got to pick the stipulations where you had to vote. And I used to love Heat. That's not a pay-per-view, I know. And Velocity, I used to watch those shows. But Home Judgment Day does come back. That would be ironic with there being a group called Judgment Day. So hopefully that comes back. Hopefully Armageddon comes back. That was a good pay-per-view. I mean, these pay-per-views had a special look. And day one didn't have a special look. The pay-per-views are lacking a special look. Judgment Day had its own look. Armageddon had its own look. Cyber Sunday had its own look. I miss pay-per-views where they had their own theme and look. Now it's just, oh yeah, we're having a pay-per-view called Day One, and it's like the same ring from Monday Night Raw, just with Day One on it. So we'll see. This is Markel's World. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. This is YouTube, baby. But Day One, it's over. Supposedly it's over. Hopefully they bring back one of the better pay-per-views next year. See ya.